Printify or Printful? Which provider should you choose? This is one of the most vital decisions you will make when starting your own print-on-demand business. In this video, I will be breaking down these two print-on-demand giants in terms of their pricing and profitability, their shipping and services, catalog, and quality. And at the end, I will share which print provider I would choose if I was starting all over again, trying to make $1 million in profit. So let's dive into it. How exactly does print-on-demand work? First, a customer places an order for one of your products on your online store or marketplace, like Shopify or Etsy. You could be selling apparel, home goods, pet supplies, to even phone cases. After they place this order, it is then automatically sent to the print provider who prints and ships the product directly to your customer. The whole process usually takes a few days and you don't have to lift a finger. That's it. That's truly how print-on-demand businesses work. Pretty simple. Now let's dive into the differences between the print-on-demand providers, Printify and Printful. While they may seem similar, they have their unique differences. Let's first talk about Printify. Printify is, like you and me, a middleman essentially, in the way that they don't actually print your product. They will simply connect you to a third-party printer in their network that will receive your order and fulfill that order for you. This is nice because they have a bunch of different options for print providers, so you can find one that is the best fit for you and your business. This could be the cheapest provider to the fastest shipping provider, even a print provider in the UK. This also means that there's competition between their printers. This competition is great because it incentivizes each print provider to print faster, have better quality, and even better prices than the other printers because they want the best Printify rating. This also allows Printify to expand much faster than other print-on-demand companies because they can integrate with a new facility and not have to worry about having to purchase new warehouses, hire staff, or purchase new printing equipment. There is a downside though, and that is that some print providers are better than others as far as quality of the products that they produce, their production speed, and even the speed of their shipping. Don't fret though, because this can easily be avoided by picking the best print provider for each product you are selling. Printify is very transparent and shows you the performance score for each of their print providers. This score includes the quality of their work, their production time, and stock reliability to help you decide which printer is best for you. We can look at Gildan 6400, for example, and here's where we can see all of the different ratings for all of the print providers. So Underground Threads gets a 9.5, Monster Digital a 9.4. You can see the colors that are offered, as well as their prices are listed. So that's a super quick overview of how Printify works. Now let's talk about Printful. Printful is similar to Printify in the way that they're a middleman as well and connects you to printing facilities around the world. But the biggest difference here is that you don't get to pick which print provider is printing and fulfilling your orders. They actually use a really cool algorithm that helps to decide who the printer will be for each specific order, depending on their location. This could obviously create some issues because you don't have as much control over your business like you do on Printify. Another potential issue is that you can't shop around for a cheaper printer. They just charge you a flat rate for a specific product that all their providers can fulfill. But Printful has one really cool upside. If you want to or plan to sell your products internationally, Printful makes this really easy. It will just send the order to one of their international printers and it will cost pretty much the same. Where Printify is starting to do this, but they could pick a print provider that is far more expensive than your US printer that you've selected. It's still very much in the beginning phases. Both of these print-on-demand companies have great quality and great customer support, so it really comes down to your personal preference. The main differences here are just the way that they are operated. Again, Printify allows you to pick and choose which print provider you want to work with, and Printful will use their algorithm to determine the best printer for your order. That's the general overview of how Printful works. Now, as far as using each platform, there isn't many differences between them, especially once you create a few products and get the hang of it. Since I personally know that quality and delivery speeds are roughly the same for each platform, now we can talk about the cost to you, which is really what it comes down to for most business owners. We want the best bang for our buck and our largest profit margin. So let's do the math for each platform. I personally have made over $4 million in revenue selling apparel, specifically t-shirts. So let's compare Printify and Printful to see which printer will give you a larger profit. So here's how I'm breaking down the costs. After years of experience, I know that I can sell a t-shirt for $26 and about $5 for shipping. I know this because this is how much I currently am selling my shirts on my Shopify store. Let's start with Printify. They have a lot of options when it comes to finding a t-shirt. They have brands like Gildan, Bella Canvas, Hanes, and more. Printify has a program where you can pay a monthly membership of $29. You can instantly get a discount on products offered. So let's say we pay this $29 so we get the best price for our t-shirt. We can now look at the different print providers to find the best fit for our store. I personally own and love Gildan brand t-shirts. They're high quality, soft, and not too baggy, and a customer favorite. So let's find which print provider has the best rating for selling Gildan 6400 t-shirt. You really have to do your research when picking a print provider because not all printers are transparent. For example, SwiftPod here has a great rating, 9.2 stars. And they say that we can get a shirt for $6.03 if we have Printify Premium. But if we come over and click on the provider info and look at that pricing, we can notice that the only shirt that's actually being sold for $6.03 is a white shirt in sizes small. So the majority of their shirts are closer to $8 and some even closer to $9. So this print provider is going to end up being more expensive than others. Now, if we look at a printer like Monster Digital, they also have a great rating of 9.4, and they say we can get their shirts for $7.78 with Printify Premium. If we click on their provider info, we can see that this is consistent with all of their colors. They do all start at $7.78 for small through extra large and then go up in price from there. So I would definitely go and do research and find a printer similar to Monster Digital where your price isn't going to be changing with different colors that people are checking out with or different sizes. This also helps make calculations really easy. Monster Digital is one of my favorite printers because they are fast, reliable, and have a ton of colors to choose from. They sell a t-shirt from $8.05 if you do not have Printify Premium and ship for $4.75. So we know that we would pay roughly $12.80 to send a one shirt order. Let's do some easy math. We take our $31, the $26 t-shirt plus roughly $5 shipping, and subtract that $12.80, roughly how much it would take to produce and ship that shirt. We're then left with roughly $18.20 in profit. This is give or take because you need to cover overhead expenses like Shopify or Etsy fees. Etsy fees will cost you 6.5% of the sale for processing, and Shopify, on the other hand, will charge you for your processing fee depending on your subscription level. Let's assume we're on the basic plan for $39 a month, and the processing fee would be 2.9% plus 30 cents. So we need to keep this in mind when determining the profit that we would make. This is how I do the math and choose a print provider on Printify. Again, it's nice knowing who is printing and taking care of your business, but you can also sometimes feel stuck because Printify doesn't make it super easy to just switch to another printer. You can copy over all of your products to another printer or store, but the printer needs to have the exact same options that you picked. Just something to keep in mind and can be quite tedious. Now let's dig into Printful numbers. Printful, like Printify, will be offering a membership soon to get you discounts called Printful Growth. It's not available yet, but you can sign up to be one of the first people to get the discounts. So let's take a look at the same brand of t-shirt. So here is Printful's site. As you can see, if we scroll down, you'll notice all of their print providers around the world. They have a printer in Canada, UK, Latvia, Japan, Australia, Brazil, Dallas, Texas, North Carolina, Mexico. They have facilities everywhere, so they can pretty much fulfill anywhere in the world, and they make it really easy. You don't have to duplicate out any print providers or anything like that. Down here, we can see the different products that Printful's able to provide for us. So we can take a look at their shirts. Let's find a Gildan 6400. So here's the Gildan 6400. As you can see, not as many colors that Monster Digital offers, but their price is $9.25. It would be $8.55 with Printful Growth, but again, that you have to sign up for and it's not yet available. So if you are able to sign up for that, that's great. It does take a good amount of money off of your per price shirt, but we'll just use the $9.25 for this example. Here we go. So here's the Printful memberships. You can sign up. Do you qualify for it? So you do need to log in. You do need to hit these metrics in order to qualify for Printful growth. So you need to reach 12,000 in over the last 12 months, or you'll pay a monthly fee. So it's a little bit different than Printify. So a Gildan 6400 costs $9.25 on Printful. Remember, we aren't picking a printer, just the product. Printful will do the rest of the work for you, like finding a printer and shipping to your customer based on their location of the order. So now let's do some simple math. Let's say that we are on the free model. We pay the $9.25 for the shirt, and we will pay roughly $4.69 for the shipping. The shipping also changes depending on where you're shipping the shirt to, but in the United States, $4.69 is our shipping price. So it will cost us $13.94 to fulfill a one shirt order on Printful. So we're left with about $17.06 in profit. But we would need to deduct our Etsy fee and our Shopify fee if those are the platforms we're using. So that's not too bad. Which one is better? Honestly, it comes down to preference. If you look here, we have both brands side by side. You can make a pretty profit for sure. If you sold 10,000 single shirt orders, you would make roughly $182,000 in profit with Printify and $170,600 with Printful. But that's not including any fees or other overhead expenses. But in the long run, Printify will cost you $312 a year, where Printful will cost you nothing, but you won't get a discount yet. We also need to remember that these are only one item orders. We are always hoping that customers are purchasing 2 or more t-shirts, because that means we make a higher profit margin. But this single shirt math is the easiest way to show the differences between Printify and Printful's pricing. It can be hard deciding between these platforms because they do have different pros and cons. But the good news is that just because you pick one doesn't mean you're stuck with one. I am constantly shopping and looking around for new providers that can be more cost effective for my stores. You do need to put some work into switching print-on-demand companies, but if you're making a higher profit margin, it's worth the time and effort. But I'll let you in on a secret that no one else is telling you. All of these companies will give you what's called an account manager once you start making some decent sales. From there, that account manager wants to keep you happy and printing with their company. They will most likely negotiate things like pricing, extra discounts, and even shipping with you because they want to keep your business. Now, if I could go back to day one and start all over again, I would continue using Printify. To me, it makes the most sense and it's the most cost-effective option that gives me the most control over my business. It can sometimes feel like a gamble to choose a third-party printer, but after some trial and error, I've found some that are high quality and have consistent performance. But always do your own research and run your own numbers based on your business's needs. You never know, you may find a smaller scale printer that has better pricing than both Printify and Printful. I hope that this helps. If you have any questions, please comment below and let me know which print provider you prefer using. And as always, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you can continue to see new videos that I make.